Grand to the rising. Elizabeth, it's time for us to get up, get it moving, shake up the world, and shake ourselves up. like Deja, ooh, ooh. I love it when she said that.
Hey, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, Grand Rising. I see. You literally are rising up. Listen, there's a lot.
Definitely, the hair looked like it was rising. I didn't really know I was on mute. Okay.
It's still pretty. It's pretty. I love it. I love it. You look like my Aunt Charlotte. Yes.
Yes.
Charlotte.
So I want to just take a moment and just thank God for life and health and strength and a sound mind and an able body and creativity and oneness with source and thank God for no judgment and walking and being in love and every breath. Okay, and for breath and for eyes to see, ears to hear, mouth to talk, teeth to eat with, even if I can take them out and put them back in. Woo! Thank you for the doctors. Thank you for the lawyers. Thank you for the healers. Thank you for information. Thank you for our families. Thank you for our children. Thank you for one another. Just thank you. We are grateful today.
Yes, every day. Ow! Yes! Dun, dun, dun. Where's tambourine at?
Yeah, tambourine.
Yes.
Yes. Today is a good day. And so grateful for it. So we want to welcome everyone. Today is the 15th of September.
Halfway through.
I know it's just fall going on. We'll be in December before you know it.
Yes.
Well, the holiday season really starts October.
Right.
Although I'm not a celebration of October 31st. It is a holiday. No, it's not it's you don't get out of school. It's not that kind of holiday, but it is a celebration of sorts for
yeah.
So good to see you, Sharon, and good to see you, Lolly, and good to see you, Mama Het, good to see you, Mama Evelyn. And guess what?
What?
It's good to see myself.
Yes. Talk about it.
Because I went to the eye doctor the other day, and they told me I can still see.
Amen. Thank you, eyes. Thank you, eyes.
So Lolly, do you have, and I want to acknowledge Lolly as my partner and Danny, who is on sabbatical. She's out there doing her work in the community world. So it doesn't mean she's in Detroit. She could be anywhere. Using her gifts, because she's a walking gift, as we all are, walking gifts. So Lolly is in Atlanta today. You don't know where she'll be tomorrow.
Atlanta.
But she is blessing the world with her presence. You got something to talk about?
Send us some heat,
baby.
How long you gonna be there? We're having some
running away
technical issues.
from the cold. She's trying to get settled before the winter sets in.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long you gonna be there?
I leave tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
And where you going then?
Going back to Detroit.
Oh, we still in it?
Hey.
Yeah.
We're still in the
Well, bring some heat, pack some heat in your bag, please, honey. 'Cause we need
I will do my best.
a little help.
I will do my best. Okay.
What you got, baby?
All right. So I'm just laughing because, it's a lot of things that seem like they're going awry, and it's just hilarious at this point. I've been laughing all the past month. So,
For instance, we're
I
gonna let
wanted
you
to
just throw that
share.
out there.
Yeah. So I wanted to make today more of like a story time, but also I wanted to share this post that this lady made. So it's a lady on Instagram. Her name is Empress. I'm gonna play the video, but her name, hold on, make sure I get it right. Okay, Empress Karen M. Rose. She's a herbalist, and I suppose you could say also an astrologist.
Mhm.
And she posted her new Virgo moon, I guess, reading or what she was mentioning about it. And it just was so fitting. And it made a lot of sense for the transitions that are happening in my life. So I'm sharing not because I'm a master at astrology, but mainly because I am just acknowledging some of the very strong correlations that have been happening and that I've been noticing are kind of in alignment with what's happening. So everyone talks about Mercury retrograde. Also, you guys, my eyes are swollen because I rubbed my eyes after petting a dog.
Oh.
It's fine. It's another laughing moment. We're fine. Okay. So everyone talks about Mercury retrograde. And so everyone's like, oh no, Mercury retrograde, things are going crazy, communication, travel, blah, 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 right? All that stuff. And I really honestly feel like it doesn't always affect everybody. I feel like it affects the people who need to know that there's a certain transition happening. I'm one of them. Hello. So the dawn of Mercury retrograde started with, as you ladies heard before, with, the landlord that I was going to be living under in Louisiana, making some other decisions right before my move. Which changed the whole trajectory of what I thought my plan was for my life and career. So with that being said, I was like, wow, this is a great way to kick it off. Woo. I had to move out my apartment by the 1st of September because I had already put in my 30 days. And with the job that I have, I'm still able to work with them until they get a new person in there. But I had already let them know that I was on the way out the door. And still, I had a show in New Orleans. So I was like, I still got to make my show because I'm a person of my word. If I say I'm going to be in the show, I'm going to be in the show. Especially if I already promised months in advance and it's on a calendar. So originally I was going to be living in Louisiana. So me going to the show is just going to be another day of going to an event. But since I wasn't living in New Orleans, I had to find housing while I was there. I was working my way through all the kinks. So I ended up having to spend a little bit more on an Airbnb. And so I was like, well, it's okay. I'll just, work with this Airbnb and get where I need to go to my show. It'll be great. So I did that. And I figured, while I'm down here, let's do some work. I'll do some work. So I went and did Lyft because they have the opportunity to rent a Lyft while you're down there. and you can do Lyft rides and, make some money that way, but it means you also have a car. So I was like, that sounds like a great idea because, I'm a big girl, but I don't know if I'm like rental car big girl without getting any money back right now. So I was just like, okay, let's just do that. So I had traveled back and forth. They sent me away, had to come back. So I ended up spending a lot of money just getting to the point where I could have a Lyft car to be driving around and working in. And eventually at one of the rides, my first ride to the West Bank, which is where the Lyft company was, my Uber driver, his name was Tomfik, and he's an Ethiopian man who was really kind. Was really kind, and he was just like, "Oh, you're doing Lyft." So we had this whole conversation on the way to the Lyft place, and he was like, "Well, if you need anything, maybe you can reach out to me and let me know if you need a ride back or anything like that." And I was like, "I should be fine. I'll be leaving with a car." And he's like, "Okay." Well, lo and behold, that first day I did not leave with a car, and so I did reach out because I was like, "Hey, I could really use a ride back where I need to go." And he was like, "Sure." So I was like, "Great." I didn't have to pay for a ride. This was amazing. So I left, did my thing, got dropped off. It was cool. And the next day happens and I go back and I do get a car, which is cool. So those couple days I am driving around a little bit. I get to go to a few different events. I ran into Mr. Tonfik again. That was cool too. All right. And we are on a roll at this point. And so I wake up the next day. I had a show. My show was great, And then that next day I was like, yes, now the show's over. I can spend Monday doing Lyft drives, making some more money, and I can visit some of my friends because I have a car to get around. I was like, this sounds amazing. Things are kind of flowing a little better now. It's okay. I go put my backpack in the car and then I walk around the car to find out that someone tried to break it.
Oh,
Yes, somebody busted the window. And my neighbors had successfully shooed them away when it happened, but it was too late because the window was already broken into. So that meant that this was right outside of my Airbnb too. So that meant that instead of working that day, I had to drive around, get a police report, talk to the rental car company, return the car back to Lyft, which is like a $20 ride, back and all of that. It was just so much. And being the considerate person that I am, I did not want to reach out to anybody. Well, not anybody, just the young gentleman that was helpful the first time. I didn't want to reach out again because I just felt like I became needy. So I was like, yep, this is the way travel looks like right now. Getting hit with all the things. Great. Retrograde. What do I need to know? Sit down. Okay, great. So that kind of changed some things for me. And but in the meantime, I was able to I had to depend on other people. I'll say that. And it became more of a journey with other people. What my friend was doing Uber Eats, so I couldn't get around myself to hang out with her. So I just, sat in her car, helped her do Uber Eats, and we talked. And she learned a lot about accountability and change and transitions and all of that just from our conversations. So I was like, wow, maybe this was beneficial. And then I was able to go out once or twice with Mr. Sir. And the reason why this Mr. Sir is important in this context is because what I didn't mention is this whole transition of my life and all the changes happening and also included me finalizing, like releasing people out of my life, particularly a young gentleman that I wasn't dealing with. And there was a certain way I was treated to the point where even my therapist was like, you've got to get out of this. You got to see that there are other ways that people can treat you and that you do not have to be stuck in a position with someone who, only really is self-centered, doesn't care about themselves, like, all of that type of thing. So, this interaction that I had with Mr. Sir in New Orleans, the Ethiopian man, showed me that people can actually, without me having to give anything away, you know what I mean, ladies? Without me having to give anything away, I could still be treated like a queen. I could still be treated with respect. I could still be catered to in a sense. I was still worthy of being told I was beautiful. It seems basic, but I needed to see it actually happen. And I think that was really vital to this purpose of the retrograde for me, is seeing that there are changes that are willing to happen, but I have to be willing to be a part of those changes. Because if I want to keep holding on to what it used to be, what it could be, all the potential of let it go and allow change to happen. And that was the biggest thing for me. So with me sharing that, also just some other funny things. I was on the way back. I got a ride to the airport from Mr. Ethiopian man. Thank you again, sir. And I went to through the airport. Everything was pretty cool, except for the fact that they made me throw my blender away because it had a blade on it, which sucks because me and my smoothies, I drink them every day, all day, but it's fine. I laughed with the TSA agent. I was dying laughing because I was like, you guys are funny. But yeah, it was great. So with all those crazy things happening, I learned so much. And then I happened to, was it last night, or I was on the plane on the way to Atlanta to my cousin's house, and I ended up running into, or not running into, but scrolling on my social media, and I ran into that lady, Empress Karen and Rose. And what she spoke of was like, it was spot on to like what's happening in this transition and looking forward, how to kind of look at it. So I wanted to see if I could share that, if possible, if I could have the power. It's like 10 minutes, if that's okay.
You have the power, baby.
Okay, cool. Let me make sure I got it up to share.
Grand Rising, Rev and Danielle.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
All right, I'm about to play it for you. But it was great to watch this because, like I said, I've just been laughing my way through this. It's like some people are like, well, don't do anything during retrograde. And I get it because you don't want to always have to deal with all the craziness. But for me, it was like a video game. It was just like, you know what? I could beat this level.
Right.
All right, let me share this now. Share my sound.
He's in Atlanta right now.
You know I was getting to this. I was just so out of it yesterday, completely and totally out of it. So the night before this brand new Virgo new moon, there were incredible storms, just thunder and lightning and rain, and I couldn't sleep that night. And I even woke up early and called some of my family members who were commuting through such a storm here in New York to tell them to turn back and don't commute, and like come back home and not commute, because I felt the changes. I felt the power of the storm. I felt the power of Oya and Shango over our lives that night. And yeah, that new moon that hit us yesterday was a really powerful new moon, significant to
You need to hit it again, Lolly. Looks like Lolly is frozen too. Lolly, oh, she's frozen as well.
Yeah.
Come back.
I'm gonna take. Oh, her name is Empress Karen M. Rose. You might be able to find it. Oh, there we go.
is coming out of retrograde today, but we're still very much feeling that energy. So with this new moon, this moon is trine Uranus. It is working together with Oya. This moon has the energy of the change needs to happen. And if you're going to keep delaying the change, then spirit is just going to put its foot on the gas. And we just have to keep up with the change that's occurring. So this could feel like, oh my gosh, this change is happening so rapidly and I'm not ready for it. But that's what a trine Uranus means. It means that the changes that you have been wanting over your life, that you've been talking about, is now here. And these changes, like I talked about last week, is calling us to move with integrity towards ourselves and to everything else that we're in relationship with. And so if we're feeling like we're not ready, oh my gosh, this is just too fast. I still want to hang on to the old. I still want to be in relationship in this way. This is not the moon for it. Virgo moons is about action, taking action, getting the things done that we say we would done, looking that we would do, looking at the details and moving forward in that details. That's exactly what's happening here. We're being called to action, but the action that we're being called to take is filled with integrity. And it's like, we don't even know where the change is going to lead us. We're like, okay, we're going to say yes to this change, but I don't know what's going to come out of it. The great thing is that this moon is also in a beautiful connection with Jupiter. So the moon is also trine Jupiter, I believe. And what this is going to give us is the opportunity for expansion from a place that has endless potential and is not coming from a scarcity mindset. So the thing that we're being called to change right now is probably so large, or it's probably so dynamic, or it's probably so out, like pushing us out, right, of our comfort zone, that we're like, we don't know if we want to make these changes, but we got to make these changes, and not from a scarcity mindset. The changes are kind of being made for us right now, and we're just having to like keep up with the changes that are made for us right now, because somewhere in our soul, we called in these changes. We wrote these changes down in our most Virgo-esque kind of way. We wrote the changes down. We wrote the detail of the changes, and we wrote how our lives would be. And then we somehow put that away, or we put that under a candle, and we burned that candle. And we were like, these are the changes that we really want. And then now this energy is like, okay, then here's the tower moment where everything falls down out of the tower, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually being pushed into the direction that I've said I've been wanting, but am I ready? Am I ready yet? And the answer is absolutely. You're absolutely ready. This is an incredible, powerful time for us. This is harvest. This is the season of the harvest. This is all our desires that we've been wanting. This is all the things that we've been spelling and writing down. It's coming to us now. And our fear can have us so frozen. And because the universe knows that we freeze in fear, the universe steps in and it pulls things away, and it creates those changes for us in a blink of an eye, right? And so, yes, in harvest season, and as everything has sped up in this earth, our farmers will tell you how the climate change is affecting our farming, how everything is changing in the dynamic of our soil, how time is speeding everything up. We are being sped up too, right? To operate in this new vibration. Our new timeline, our new future is awaiting us, and we have to speed up. So as we are harvesting these things that we've been called to, we're also pulling weeds. We're also pulling out the things that shouldn't be in the soil. We're also pulling out the things of like old things that we're still holding on to, those scarcity belief, poverty consciousness, our limited sense. We're pulling out those weeds in this harvest, and we're separating it from our bountiful harvest, and we're holding on to our bountiful harvest, and we're getting rid of those weeds that are over here that we're also harvesting. But here's the thing, soon as the harvest is finished, we also begin to prepare the soil for the next time of planting. So the work isn't done. Soil preparation is going to begin, and that's going to begin very shortly. But I want you to enjoy this beautiful, bountiful harvest that is coming to you quicker than the blink of an eye, and way quicker than you think, and in opportunities that you're like, oh my God, how I'm so uncomfortable with this, I don't even know. So you can't show up in any way that you showed up with before, with the mediocrity that we have gotten accustomed to. We can't show up in those ways going, oh, they'll accept me again, it will be the same, you know, I can just do the bare minimum. No, we're actually being called to live in the reality of the life that you say that you want. And if the life that you say that you want is expansive and all-inclusive, then you're being called to live in that reality of what you say you want. So with this Virgo moon and with this trine to Uranus, I'm asking you to take care particularly of your nervous system, your digestive nervous system. So this is a great time to use mint. I love peppermint right now. It was so funny. I harvested a bunch in my garden, and Lauren said to me yesterday, Mom, all I feel like drinking is peppermint tea. And we're like, okay, we're doing this 30-day of nettles leading up to the conference, Thriving Through Transformation. I want to remind you that that conference is coming up in October, early October, and will help you with all the ways in which you can thrive through these dynamic changes that are coming. But we're doing 30 days of nettles infusion to feel nourished and ready and prepared. But we're going to add peppermint to that nettles infusion because of all of these changes that are occurring. They're quite significant, and we want to make sure that we're ready for them. And peppermint is such a great digestive system herb, but it's also a great clarity herb. And in Virgo season, what we need is clarity, clarity, clarity. I can't say this enough. You've heard me say it several times before. So we need a ton of clarity going into this season. We need a ton of patience, right? And we need to be able to just lean into the dynamic changes that are happening without feeling lost or afraid, right? Lean into the potential of your expansion. It is here. It is present for you. It is time. This is going to be, as you've noticed, it's probably already been a busy week of details and things that are due and answering this and answering that. That's part of your expansion too. So don't fall down on getting those things done. Get your rest though. Night, make sure that you're getting your rest. You can add to that peppermint some skullcap. I've been talking about that. Add to that, you know, some nervous system support. I also really love chamomile for this time. So add some chamomile to that. Relax yourself. Get your sleep at night, because I've had some sleepless nights leading up to this new moon. The energy of it is so potent. So add something in to get into a really great sleep place so that you can be revived and ready to go. Yesterday, I felt like I couldn't do a thing, and I didn't do a thing. The new moon just laid me out with some collective energy, but also my own. And I'm asking you to really nourish yourself and take care of yourself. And I'm sending you so much love as you're going through some of these dynamic transitions that you're going through right now. But hey, you're seeing the truth, and you're also witnessing other people's truth. You're learning so much more about yourself. And so that's wonderful, because from there, that's where the expansion will come. So if your harvest is just seeing, witnessing, understanding the truth, if that is all that you are harvesting, then you've harvested a ton. If your harvest is connecting to getting to know yourself better and getting to know the people in your community better and witnessing them better, that is the purpose also of what this harvest could be. I send you so much love for a bountiful, bountiful, bountiful harvest. We'll talk to each other soon. All the best. Bye.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it touched on so many things, especially it was funny when she was mentioning, she was like, you wrote these changes down. Remember, Reverend Omani, when we had that call and you had us write these things down, and you were like, you could burn it later, and then
Ooh-wee. Don't forget what you asked.
and it's so funny how like I was like, this lady is spot on with everything. Because it also was like for me, as I spoke of, that relationship that I released myself from. It was funny because I got a text yesterday. It was just, one of those sorry for blah blah blah. And it's like, I was like, nah, this if retrograde didn't teach me anything, it taught me to go ahead and wrap it up and throw it out. Move forward, because if I really want, Reverend Amani, you spoke on this before too. It's just if I really want what's next, if I really want those changes, I gotta surrender to it, And so I really appreciate this crazy, chaotic seeming, because it was all in order, but this chaotic seeming retrograde season. And I never would have thought I'd say I appreciate it. All the things that happened that I wasn't expecting. But that was just the universe moving, like she said, moving quickly, and I had to catch up, and I had to give myself patience. So I have to continue to give myself patience, because I'm like, oh, okay, we are. Have you ever seen it where they like take the person, they drag them, when they're like, oh,
Yeah, right.
That's how I feel right now. But I wanted to share that. So I don't know. I know we all have so many other things going on in our lives, with our businesses, with our ideas, with our passions, with whatever. And I don't know if you dealt with retrograde in this season of your life like I did, but I hope that this was encouraging. I just wanted to share that with y'all.
Well, that was a beautiful sharing, Lolly. And it's funny because I swear you and I are going through the same thing, even though we ain't talk like that. But one of the things I experienced, I have to say thank you, because when I was going through my storm 2 months ago, you invited me on a girl date, and I got a chance to spend time with you and eat, because anything dealing with food and drink is right up my alley. And I'm like, it was like being with my little sister. I'm like, okay. And to find out that we're going through the same exact thing, I'm just like, okay. My biggest thing for me is I'm watching financial blocks be cleared. Like, I'll share a little short story. I needed to get back in the gym, Planet Fitness. I went to Planet Fitness and found out I had 2 accounts. How do I have 2 accounts with balances? How does that happen? And it was like $200, $226 that needed to come up to pay back Planet Fitness in order for me to get a new membership. Well, the gym manager was like, oh, I'll waive some fees and some months for you. So he dropped it from $226 to $140. So I'm like, okay, I get off of work. I'm like, I'm coming there. I'm going to pay this so I can get my membership going. I get there and I paid for one membership and they waived the other one. So I didn't have to pay the other one. And I'm just sitting here like, this is very quick. Was not expecting this, but I'm glad, because now I'm so happy I'm back in the gym. And it's stuff like that that's happening. Like, okay, universe, I see you moving stuff for me. I'm seeing things happening, and I'm like, okay, but I just love the fact that I have my sisters. We're going through without saying anything. It's like, we're going through the same exact thing. Okay, let's clear this out. Let's clear certain people out. Let's bring new people in, and let's go for it. So I'm with you in solidarity, sister. That's all I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Tits up, tits up.
And great. Oh, and I put the herbs in the chat. If you need some herbs, there is a place called, I gotta put the number in. Nature's Products. It's on 7 Mile and Conant. You gotta call. It's old school. His name is Patrick. You gotta call him, tell him what you want, tell him how much you want. You gotta pay with cash and pull up and he'll give you curbside service. Or in Detroit, in Dearborn on Warren, it's a place called Suja Herbs. I'm trying to look for my herbs right now. Suja Herbs is on Warren. Oh God, Warren and Manor is where is the crossroads. They got every herb you can imagine, and their herbs. I was just there a few days ago. It comes in nice little shaker bottles like this. I like I like this, like, you know, but they got every herb in there, and they're reasonably priced. They're like this size might be like $7.99 or $8.99, depending on this. And I know the herbs that she mentioned should be like $7 or $8 a piece, just like this, in powder form and in loose leaf form. So you can get them and, you know, make your own concoction. And then also, yeah. Good morning, Grand Rising.
That's a cute cup.
That's so cute.
$3. Target, $3 right now. Target. There we go.
I don't shop at Target. I don't shop.
Hey, I go in there and I saw that. I was like, I couldn't resist.
It's too cute.
It's the season.
I love it. Tits up.
I'll put the location of the places to go get your herbals. So we also got Goddess Herbs on 6 Mile. We do have more herbs on 7 Mile and Mary. So I you know, I'm not forgetting my peoples. So I'll put that out there. Goddess Herbs. She's on 6 Mile in Livernois, off of Livernois. More Herbs is on 7 Mile in St. Mary's. So I'll put that in there. I know where to get my herbals.
Right. I know Patrick is Dr. Nicole's dude. I love pulling up over there.
I love pulling up over there.
He's so cool.
I miss going inside. Because going inside was like going to Hogwarts. I love going inside. So I miss, because he has all his herbs are big giant amber jars, and so you got to go in the jar. He goes in the jars and weighs them out for you and everything like that. I mean, before COVID, going in there was just so magical. But after COVID, you know, he does the pull up, you know, curbside service. But
that's where I went to get the herbs from. Okay, right there on Conant.
Like I said, you gotta call them and tell them you're coming. And tell them what you want.
Put your order in.
How much you want?
He'll have your order
we
ready
have a
for
song
you.
together.
Huh?
Mr. Patrick and I have a song together.
Oh, really?
Really?
So random, I know, but I don't know where it is. I just know I recorded it. So
it's the special people. It's the special people that we have in the camp. That's the gem. The gems for sure. That was a beautiful story, Lolly. I loved your story time. That was incredible. I'm just sitting here checking off my, you know, as Lolly talks, I'm sure some of us are like, yeah, But you know, when we say, you know, I'm glad that spirit was with me, but the universe been doing this the whole time. It's been doing this the whole entire time. We just, you know, we slipping in and out of consciousness when we.
It's my cousin dog, Blue.
Hi, Blue. Hi, Blue.
Blue bad as hell.
Got his
Look at his little ear. He's acting all innocent. Look at that face. Blue, we know.
I can look at him and tell he bad as hell, and he ain't doing what he want to do. That's why he looking up there trying to find something up there.
Look. You better look at us, Blue. He'll take a peek and look away.
He not. He like, I ain't trying to talk to them. They gonna try to tell me to do right.
Look. He can't resist. It's so hard. He's so resistant. He's so resistant. But he'll every once in a while that eye go.
Looking over. Right.
Like, they don't see me. I'm invisible.
That is so funny how you can see them dogs' characters.
They look
Okay, so
like people.
okay, so y'all, this is what I want to say about the lady who was talking. What's her name?
Oh.
The
Empress
the Empress.
Karen.
Yeah. Okay, so that was so on point. Okay, y'all. So we still, even though the full moon was yesterday, you still inside of new moon, the new moon. We're still inside of new moon energy. So you still can do your new moon. You got two more days. You still can do your new moon energy. What do you writing out of your life? Burn it. What are you bringing into your life? It's the new moon. What do you want new to occur in your life? So you still can do that work. My bad. Yesterday in class, I didn't realize it was the new moon because we could have did that work yesterday. But the work that we did with Lakeisha was good work for all of us.
Yeah,
right.
That was beautiful.
So I wanted to say that. And then, okay, it was something else about what she was, about everything moving really fast. And that the change that has come about, you know, because I'm gonna tell you something. So, oh my God, it's so, okay, so I gotta move, right? So when my housemate, you know, we're in the same house, she go text me. I'm like, okay, I know that's some shit going on right there as soon as you text me, right? Talking about you got a minute. So, you know, my body started to respond immediately. I'm like, oh, she about to ask me to move. I'm like, I'm ready, right? I'm so ready. So when I'm ready, I had to say, God, I'm ready for whatever's about to go down, right? So I loved what she was saying, like it's going down and you got to know whether you're ready or not. I'm ready, right? And because every day I visualize my place. I've been visualizing it for over a month now. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. This is how it's gonna be. So it was like when I went upstairs, I was like, "So do you need a long minute or a short minute?" So it was a short minute. Okay, cool. You know, so her and she's like, we want to know, meaning her and her husband, how we can support you in moving. I was like, woo, yes.
I like the way they put that. How can we support you?
So I was like, oh yes, but that's been the thing that's been missing. I'm living with two of the most powerful people on the planet, right? And y'all can't be in communication with me. That's been the most fucked up thing I've been in. Like, what do you mean y'all can't communicate or I don't like that. I don't like the kind of communication. What kind of communication is it? Say one thing up front, but doing something else undercover.
Oh, okay.
Like that communication. You can. I'm straight up. Can't you be straight up? You don't have to communicate by I put something down. You don't want it there. You move it.
Slick. That's that slick shit. Slick
I don't.
shit.
I don't like that. And then and then you want to wonder why I don't want to work with you. I can't trust you. And the universe is showing me that. And so I'm not going, because I'm here with you, go into a relationship, a business relationship with you when I already know that shit ain't gonna work out. I can't do it. So so it's like really, really great and grand. But from what this lady, Empress was talking about, I'm on a particular trajectory about when I want to move, but I'm actually hearing from what she said. Oh yeah, who's put that up there?
Ebony.
What is it?
Indirect communication is what my therapist calls it.
Okay, yes, indirect communication. You communicating, but you're not really communicating that communication. I was like, those are so ridiculous. It's ridiculous for me, especially when I'm with people who with strong communication, but I can get it. I'm not easy to communicate with, especially if you're complicit. You got things going on underneath. I'm not good. I'm not. And I will, y'all got an experience of it. It's some, I'll eat you up like some buttered toast. What do you play? Don't play with me. And we can get a lot done because I'm about playing. I'm about winning. There's no point. I'm really clear. There's no reason on the planet why we are not all winning. And whatever we say we're up to. Right. So I'm just really, really excited about everything that she was saying because I really see, maybe I need to speed up what I'm my trajectory of when I want to get up and out of here. So I heard that, but I'm also being blessed. I shared it in my circle last night. I'm also being blessed. I'm going to a conference in Memphis next Thursday. Right. And I wasn't going to go because I'm not too crazy about Memphis. And then the person who I was going to be traveling with, she changed her mind. So then I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go. I can just do it on Zoom. But the person who's actually running the conference called me up and asked me if I was gonna come. And I told him what happened. He went, oh, I can get it. You don't want to travel alone. I'm like, no, not really. Not to Memphis right now, since the climate in Memphis is so wonky. So I'm like, He was like, listen, I'll get your ticket for you. What? I'll get your ticket for you. And just tell me when you're gonna be at the airport, and I'll make sure one of us is there to assist you. I was like, you sure? He was like, of course. So I know I looked at tickets 2-3 weeks ago, and they was like $341. I went to look at that ticket. That ticket was $550. I'm like, $550. I was like, oh, yikes. The ticket is $550. And I'll just look at it on Zoom. My bad. I didn't really get how important the conference was for you, and I won't make that mistake again. He was like, forget that. I got you. Book the ticket. I got you. Book the ticket.
You deserve it, Mom. You deserve it.
Oh my God. So I'm like, I have to really get that, like, right? And so he got the ticket for me. I got my ticket. I'm on my way next Thursday. I leave Thursday morning. And and it's just like so awesome. But it's also like an accumulation of the work that I'm doing. Right. And so it's just, it's the work that I'm doing, and giving and receiving are the same. So now the universe is saying, okay, you giving, okay, here's me receiving. So that I want to hear that too, because guess what? In sharing that, you guys have the opportunity to create that too. Because the more we share, the more we all are able to open up the portal for each other. So I want to share that piece.
Give thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You worth it, Rev. They need you to be there. They cost don't mean nothing.
But I really get that. I really got that, because that's what he actually, you know how you put a note down for what it was for, right? And what did he say? It was, let me just see if I can find it right down, because he put it down what it was for, and I was like, oh wow, because he put it down like it's for connection, it's for this is what he put it down for what's this for presence, for my presence to be there, for my presence, for coaching, for spirit, for connection. That's
okay.
So I got that. I really got that. And so this is, remember before when I came on, I was like, oh my God, this is something's about to happen right here too. Because you know how you was talking, I was talking about you only gonna have as much money as the 5 people you hang out with the most. So when I really got that, I be getting pissed off at this group because it's mostly only white men, a few white women, but mostly white men. But then when I realized these white men got millions of dollars, I went, well, okay, I think I'll hang out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll hang out a little bit longer. So this is the group, right? But what they got the money, but I got the spirit. And that's how come he like, you come, right? You be here. So that part really, I'm actually starting to really get that too. Because I keep saying, why am I over here? However, the song I sang and Find Your Voice at the conference last week, I sang Indy Irie song. I am light. I am light. That's the song I sang. It was off. I scared my own self, because after I got through singing, Izise asked me, so how was that? She didn't ask nobody else that. She was like, how was that for you? She was calling me Reverend O. How was that for you, Reverend O? I was like, you know what? I went out there and I just stayed out there.
I love it.
I just started singing. All I knew, I had to hit the first note right. And once I went out there full blast, I just stayed out there full blast. But after I sang that song so much, it started to hit me in my heart. And there's a line in the song. It says, I am not the color of my eyes. I am not my skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. And every time I sang, I am not my race, I had to deal with that, because I am not my race. I am light. I am light. I had to deal with, I am not a color. I am light. And then I had to look over at my white friends and go, they are not white. They are light. I was like, oh, we got the W and the L mixed up.
Because
And
you
I
know,
really,
Rev, listening to you tell that, you know, they spiritually, they know what they need. They know what they need. They know
yeah.
what they need. Mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. And so this is the part that's deep about this too. The person that's running the group, I turned him on to transformation when he was 17 years old. And so he's 40 something now, 45 or something. And so it went from me being his coach to now he's my coach. And so that's our relationship. So the relationship, like he just kept growing and, you know, we just kept being friends and he kept expanding himself. And so that's our relationship now. So it's super powerful. So that's where I'm going next week. Oh, shoot. So wait, hold on. I got it. Okay, class next week. Because I won't be here.
Thursday morning, you said you're leaving. You got, so that's, is that in your evening class too?
Yep. They are. Well, girl, I tried to say, I think I might be in my evening class, honey. They took executive decision. They put on the thing, no class next Thursday. I was like, okay, then no class.
Right.
Here I go. Go on and run it then. Okay.
Do they have their assignment?
I know. I want y'all to know something. That's the first time in the Course of Miracles that somebody took an executive decision in my course with no class. I was like, well, forget it then. No class. Y'all call it. So that was.
You did say we were a class of leaders.
I know.
And teachers.
Y'all better step on up. Step on up.
Even how she wrote the announcement.
Yeah.
The way she wrote it, I was like, well, go ahead, girl. I guess people stepping into the shoes. Okay, go ahead, step on in. I just gave it a heart and said, see y'all next week.
See you next week.
So very powerful. Very
Ebony.
powerful.
And we got enough reading to do, Rev. We got enough reading to do. That's gonna hold us over. Last night was so full. We gotta digest that and then go back into what's left.
It was so full. It was so full last night. And you guys really, really played last night. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about how y'all just came to play. And you know, I get the struggle of getting it all, but y'all just struggled on through. Y'all got it done, and it's like really amazing. I was really proud of y'all last night. I was like, oh, look at them. You know, so really good. So that's what I want to share.
I want to ask you to share your song and what's that?
My phone?
NDRE song.
The song.
Oh, I will. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I love that song now. I'm not the things my family did. I'm not the pieces in my head. I love it. I'm not the voices in my head. I'm not the brokenness I feel inside. I am light. I love it now. Yeah.
I love when you say it and when you sing it. You can feel the light in the melody of the song. And I've heard you sing it before the retreat, and the way you singing it now after the retreat. Oh man, Rev.
Yeah.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
The retreat was off the chain, y'all. It was like we had no idea that through singing a song, we were gonna find ourselves. Just through singing one song, we was gonna find ourselves. And so like music is not like that for me, right? Like for singers, I'm sure it is. Every time they get out there and do their thing, they find themselves in the music, like another dimension of themselves. But I've never like sung like that before. And so it was just really, really amazing. And I shared a little bit about how the what I got has opened up over the week, because the name of the event was Find Your Voice, but I found my voice through silence. And through that silence, the voice, this is how it hooks up, but through the silence, I'm to let God speak through me. Like as I, as I'm doing it right now, I can talk a lot. That's my thing. Communication is my thing. But now God wants me to be more silent and allow him to move through me. And I told Sheila last night, that's what's happening in class on Thursday. You know how I come to class? I don't know what we're going to do, but let's just start the class. That's God saying, I'm going to do it. Shh, you be quiet and let me speak through you. And that's what's been happening in class for the last 8 or 9, 10 times. I bet, you know, because remember in the beginning, it was very frustrating for me because I've been trained to have an agenda. I've been trained to know when I'm going to talk about A. A has 1, 2, 3. B, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been trained. So to go, okay, Holy Spirit, what I know to ask the Holy, what you want me to do? Nothing. Hello, I need an answer. Tell me. I hear nothing. Okay, so then I make up something. And it's like, is that good? Yeah, that's good. But then I get to the computer, start, it'd be like, I ain't talking about that. You ain't talking about that. Okay, we're about to start. What we talking about? Hello, people. It's frustrating for me, but now it's like I really get it. I understand God wants to speak through me. So can I step back? And so that gets very exciting because now what's going to come out of my mouth? Okay. I'm being quiet now. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Wow. And speaking of singing, we had asked, look at, she know I'm coming. I'm coming because we did not, she was going to do that. We didn't have the time. We ran out of time. And when we closed, I said, oh no, Evelyn did not share her song.
Oh my God. Evelyn was the star of the show this weekend. Want y'all to know? She was the star of the show. She was the star of the show. We got off the feed, honey. Everybody was like, what's Evelyn's number? Tell Evelyn I got some more clothes for her. Like her blessings just overflowed. Overflow. And Evelyn was one, it was only 2 stars of the show, her and Candace. They were the stars who stood out. Look at it. She can't hardly be with it.
Come on, Evelyn.
She over there, her mind is, I can see them gears going.
You can see them going, can't you? Yep.
Yeah. Every time I heard this, I was like, oh, here I go. Oh, so y'all want to hear it now?
Yeah, I want you to stand up and do it. Come on, stand up and do it. Come on. Stand up and do it like you did it at the weekend.
Introducing our phenomenal what's the name of the business?
Phenomenal woman.
Introducing our phenomenal woman of the Grand Rising Elizabeth Show, Mama Evelyn.
Oh, the crowd goes wild. Wow.
Look, she got that video.
Am I singing it a cappella? Okay. No, this is
just.
No,
ask no questions. It's your performance.
You got your music. You got your
whatever
music.
you want.
Wait a minute.
Do your music.
First thing in the morning. Oh. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Others, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Cherish what your mother said. Read the book your father read. Try and solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Love may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. Oh my, hey, hey, you gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Just ask the questions, it goes on, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. Best part is danger staring you in the face. Oh. And your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try and find your head up to the sky. Some may them to tears, others may release your fears. Oh
my.
Hey, you gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. I know, love will save the day. Gotta be bold, got to be bad, got to be wise. Don't ever say, got to be hard, not too hard. All I know is love will save the day. Okay.
Yes, yes. Go, girl. Yes.
Definitely a star performance. Oh my God.
Mama Evelyn, that's my teammate. That's my teammate.
Girl, you had that same attitude.
She was more amped and powerful than that because she had to fill up the whole room.
Oh
And
my
I'm
goodness.
sure,
and it was
I was in a
powerful
circle.
because it was powerful because that was like Evelyn's first time really, not like second time really being with the group. Nobody really knew her, or you know what I mean. So when she got up there and just, she did better than the people who've been around 20 years. Yeah, so that's why Aziz was like, "Who are you?" She just stepped into it, so it was powerful.
That's wonderful.
And it was powerful to see her in her power like that too.
Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
That's so amazing.
Yay!
So
Yeah, and definitely I want you guys to know the Elizabeths were represented. They got mentioned a couple of times.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I know y'all was there too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Aziz was like, you guys meant to. I know one time when she got to Nicole, she asked Nicole, "How did she know me?" And then Nicole said, "Well, I was on this call called the Grand Rising Elizabeths, and then we went to another event, so it got mentioned then, and it got mentioned another time because she wanted to know." It was 8 people that were in my circle that were there. So she wanted to know when she and so Aziz know all her people. So when she would get to them, she would go, "Okay, so who brought you here?" And they would go, "Reverend Omani." And they go, she go, "Okay." And then she get to them, "Okay, so who brought you here?" And they go, "Reverend Omani." So by the time
you was crewed up. You was crewed up.
Crewed up. Right? Because this is what I'm getting, you guys, really. When it comes to God, I'm unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking about for God, I'm unstoppable. And the more I get that, the more relentless I get about it. Because I'm relentless for God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm seeing for my own life, pulling my own self up by my own bootstraps, what's available. So I go, if I did this on my own bootstraps, what if I hook up with people? And we pull together? What? about to happen. So that's the come. I'm like, let's go get our conversation about God straight, because we're in the Aquarius age. That conversation must be straight and energetically aligned.
Yeah.
If we do that, we can do whatever. So the part I'm about to practice for myself, it gets me so excited and nervous at the same time. It does. To really start to experience myself as a download of God. What's that, y'all?
It's a tingle, that's for sure. It's a tingle.
I know, it makes me go, what's that? Being a download of God, right? And so I notice I tighten up. What I want to do is I want to loosen up. And flow through. Yeah.
I want to get some of that. Let me get some.
Yeah, I'll have what she's having. That's the lady in the bathroom on the plane. Woo, woo. What is she doing?
and can you bag some to go?
You know, I got a bag. Yeah, I got a bag.
Oh my God.
So I wanted to share that the song that you sang, Mama Evelyn, I don't know if you remember, but that's the song that Sanaa had us sing to the water in Ottawa.
Really?
We sang, when we were putting our energy in the water, because it might have been the second day, because we went Saturday and Sunday, but one of those days we sang that song to the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
A week before.
Wow.
Mama Sanaa had us sing. So yes.
Oh wow.
Ottawa Water Choir. She had us. So I'm saying those waves, when we do things, we're ripples in the water. And then like Rev put ripples out, and then for this young man to go through he went through his teenage years, his formidable teenage years, to a young adulthood, to adulthood. Now he's a grown man, and here come the waves back to you. Boom, that you set out. Eventually they do come back to you. You put that energy out, it's gonna hit a wave, it's gonna hit somebody, and then go back. Because as the ripples go out, some are coming in. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
oh
my
God, I feel like I've been energized today.
Wonderful. We're going to shift gears here. Thank you everyone for sharing and them songs and all of that good stuff. I'm like Rev in understanding what my purpose is and what I'm responsible for, and knowing when it shows up in different ways. And I want to let me mute her. Okay, and so I have, and you hear Danielle talk about it a lot, but this program is, and the information that is coming forth, one is from us. And in the whole process of becoming or being wealthy, to have someone who is that, who lives that, who has been where we've been and know the same stories, can tell the same stories of in the beginning I was and now I am, right? Down to earth. And so I'm going to share something from Jewel Tankard and about wealth. And I just want y'all to enjoy. You will be hearing a lot from her because I have not lived that life. And I have also, my husband went with me and he was like floored. He was, the information, and the information is for everyone. My take on this is, I'm calling this taking back our land. And they're going to show you how to do it. We can't wait on the people to give us our land back. We have to take the land. And that's my campaign, taking back our land. Okay, so I'm gonna share this. And it's about 20 minutes. What is that? Oh, okay, here we go.
How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you all are well. I hope you are well. Thanks for jumping on. Thank you for jumping on. Listen, tonight is going to be great. So go ahead and text your friends, share the feed. We're going to get into some really good information that I think.
And Lolly, this is, and whoever it's not just Detroit, it's all over. This program is all over. Okay, we're taking back our land.
Can really set you up. You know, it can set you up. What we're going to be talking about tonight can absolutely, positively, hands down, set you up for tremendous success. Carolyn, we are in June. Today is June 1st, girl. Jeremiah, can you believe that? I'm like, it is June 1st, the 6th month of 2023. And I am a very goal-oriented, goal-focused. So I'm always thinking about where am I? Where do I need to be? And I think these are good things to ask yourself. Where am I now? Where do I need to be? And do I have the tools? Do I have things in place that are going to help me to be able to hopefully supersede my goal? Right now, we are in the middle of a recession, but it's not going to be that way for everyone. It's not going to be that way for me. And I declare it's not going to be that way for you, because you're going to use this time to really make sure that you are positioned to grow, positioned to expand, positioned to win. And so if you're just getting on here tonight and maybe you don't know what this is about, I started a company with my business partner. We were in pre-launch in March of this year, and we officially launched April 1st. We're kind of like a alpha launch, beta launch, and we're still tweaking a few things, but we've already started to be able to make tremendous impact that I'm really grateful for and really excited about in the area, and particularly of hard assets. I've been blessed to be in the crypto space very strong for the last 7 years, and have made multiple millions in that space. Really, really, really grateful for that space because it changed my life. And I went really strong into the area of real estate in 2016-17. I started investing a lot in the city of Detroit, buying up single family homes, and built a 7-figure portfolio. I was blessed to be able to do that. And then basically went and sold a lot of those properties about 1.5 years ago, because the market was in my favor. So I was able to 5X and 10X a lot of those properties, which was a blessing. And so I had already determined last year, just kind of looking at the landscape of everything, that I was going to go really back hard and strong into the area of hard assets again. But this time I wanted to do it on a multifamily level, because that's where you really get nice profit. And when you look at real estate, there definitely, it's strategy. It's not just, real estate is nothing you just want to be like, oh, I'm going to jump into it. It's not anything you just want to jump into. It's definitely something that you want to be strategic on, you want to be educated on, and you want to have a level of community and mentorship to be able to really get you where you need to be. And I've kind of found that when you look at people that scale in life, scale in business, scale in real estate, scale in investments, is because there was mentorship, because there's always changes and tweaks that need to happen. along the way. There's never going to be anything that you get in. You say, oh, everything is perfect now. You're going to be tweaking. Apple tweaks all the time. When you look at companies that are cutting edge companies or innovative companies or early adopter companies, and Tavaverse is an early adopter company where they have the ability to take something that seemingly maybe is small, and now all of a sudden they have a comprehension of the financial landscape. Steve Jobs had to have a financial comprehension of the landscape of what was going to come where technology was concerned. And so what did he do? He pulled together the top of the top, right, Robbie, in his industry. And he said, hey, I need you in IT. I need you in coding. I need you in programming. This is my vision. But he had to have a team to be able to bring it to pass. So anything that you want to do big, you're going to have a team. Even if you're a person that considers yourself an introvert or a loner, if you're going to scale and grow, then you're going to have a team. If you don't have a team, then I would probably say that your ability to scale is only going to go but so far, because you cannot take yourself to the next level. It's impossible, right? I mean, you even think about Jesus, right? As he walked on the earth, he could have just been here like by himself. He's God wrapped in flesh. Like, hey, I'm God, but he had to have a team, and he was strategic, and he understood that he needed someone that was really good with money. He needed someone that was really good with people. He needed someone that was really good with systems. He needed 12 people. And then within that 12, he had 3 that it was really close to. And so even Jesus needed a team, Ruben. So what I'm saying is that anything that you desire to do, and you want to do it big and you want to do it good, you're going to have a team. And so show me a person that's brilliant but doesn't have a team, they probably won't get to where they need to get. Oprah has a team. Tyler Perry has a team. Bill Gates has a team. So when you look at overachievers and people that are history makers, forethought leaders, and innovators, if you pull back the covers or you interview them, they all have a team, because they understand that I may be brilliant by myself, but there's so many things that I don't know that I need to know. And I don't have to know everything, but I do have to have a team of people that are in their genius. And what we've been blessed to do here at Tavaverse is pull together, Stephanie, a team of individuals that all they do is study mortgages. Somebody that all they do is study systems. All they do is study marketing. All they do is study credit. All they do is study real estate, off-market properties, structuring deals, short-term rental, long-term rental. That's what they do. They study it, and they pay attention, and they study it, and they keep themselves in a flow where they're living it privately, and then we also are teaching it publicly to our community. So when you join a community like Tavaverse, you are putting yourself in a position to be able to scale no matter where you are right now. You might own several real estate, residential properties, maybe commercial properties, right? But do you want to stop at 1 door, or do you want to go to 5? Do you want to go from 5 doors to 10? Do you want to go 10 doors to 20? Everything is about scaling, and it's not just about making money. Making money is great. I want to make more money. You should want to make more money. Everybody should want to make more money. Why? Because more money, more options, more impact, more effectiveness, more productivity. Anybody tells you money is not important, it's stupid. Money is very important. Now, is love important? Absolutely. Is peace important? Absolutely. Is health important? Absolutely. But the reality is, if I don't get money, then I can't even have good health, because supplements cost, organic food costs. So everything goes back to money. So you have to put yourself in a position to make more of it, but you want to make sure that you're working smart and not hard. You want to put yourself in a position where it's really working for you. Most people spend all their lives working for money. No. Smart people say, no, I'm going to make my money work for me. Middle class people think money, pay bills. Money, I want a car. Money, I want a house. Money, I want whatever, the new kitchen counters, right? Well, wealthy people think, I want a new car, but let me invest. Because if I can take my return on investment and let that pay for my lifestyle, then I can focus on continuing to invest, right? And so that's what we do here at Tavaverse. We basically put you in a position, to be able to continue to grow your money, grow your return on investment, grow your assets. And right now, we're already in a recession. The difference with this recession, 2007 and 8, there was a recession, and it was housing. We saw the collapse. Banks were giving loans to people that shouldn't have had the loans. Houses were overinflated. So it all came tumbling down. Banks started saying, we want the note. Calling in notes, right? So, and that caused a squeeze on the economy. A lot of people hurt. 2020, we saw COVID happen. It was a shake in the economy, but there are a lot of people who made a lot more money, but there are a lot of people who, unfortunately, they really hurt from it. And in any economy, people are always going to have a place to live. And so I like mansions, luxury homes, like any other person, right? But with being an investor, that's not necessarily the smartest, because what's one of the first things that people lose when they're in a tight is, unfortunately, their homes. So we have a proven track record system that shows people where to invest, how to invest, what to look for, and how to turn cash flow. And that's what it's about, rent roll, right? So opposed to taking money and buying Gucci and stuff like that, you got to have personal development. Anybody that really wants to grow has to have personal development. Nothing happens until you develop personally. Every day, I'm listening to things and reading things that causes me to develop personally. Every day. It's rare that I'm not listening to something, a wealth mentor that is helping me to scale the way that I think, because I cannot change and I cannot progress unless I'm learning. And not just learning, but in some cases, unlearning to relearn, right? You heard, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. There is bad debt, private debt, personal debt. But then there's also good debt, because in order to become wealthy, you're going to have to use other people's money. It's no way around it, bro. Unless somebody's leaving you multiple millions of dollars. And when you study the wealthy, my good friend Kim Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad, her ex-husband was Robert Kiyosaki. They're excited about their debt. She said, Joe, we're just about to hit $1 billion worth of debt. It's amazing. Why is that amazing? Because she said our cash flow is multiple millions of dollars every single month from senior citizens' homes, from apartment buildings, from subdivisions every single month. So they're not looking to get out of debt. Wealthy people are not looking to get out of debt. They're looking to get in more debt because they understand that I build wealth by using other people's money. And that's what we teach you here at Topiverse. We're going to teach you how to build credit and then use credit to create cash flow. We're going to teach you how to market so that you're not stuck with just using Airbnb, whose fees are so high. We're not going to, leave you to try to figure it out yourself. I don't want you to get another job. We're going to give you the systems. You're going to put the systems in place so that it's seamless, so that you're not getting another job. Quandria, we're not interested in getting another job. You don't need another job. You got enough jobs. You got too many jobs, right? And so that's what Topiverse community does. It's going to put you in a position to be able to scale your business consistently. Because that's what we want to do. We want to be able to scale that business consistently. So let me see. I'm going to show you here a quick overview here, because this is important. So we focus on hard asset education. This is my business partner, Kenny, and his beautiful wife, Shantae. We've been knowing each other since 2007. We made multiple millions together between 2007 and 2010. We decided we were going to get together and do it again. I'm the visionary. I've been blessed to be able to pull together, when I say, some of the most brilliant people in their flow. I mean, these people are brilliant. I learn from them every time I talk to them. I'm learning something every single time. And so you're going to have what Tava is. Tava started off as a nutritional company. So he's a network marketing nutritional company that focused on 6 nutritional products. They put together some of the best doctors and scientists to formulate the multivitamin, the collagen, the vitamin B, which is great for energy, the organic coffee with CBD in it, and the detox tea, which is my favorite, right? Keep that waist all the way together. And so that's Tava Fit. And then they also have Tava Worldwide, which gives discounts on travel. And then Tava Verse is my baby, the financial education. So my focus is, and what I was already doing in my own personal life, which is focusing on, building hard assets, right? So this is the financial education. So that's my baby there. Okay. All right. So now financial literacy, these are just some stats that people of color have not grown in their real estate accumulation since segregation. There's still tons and tons of racism that exists in banking. What stops a lot of people of color from investing is they cannot get the capital. That's the problem. They can't get the capital. And so we have relationships with banks that are giving approvals. And it has been beautiful to see so many people in our community get approval. We want to elevate your financial IQ. I want you to be able to leverage your assets. I want you to be able to learn how to take equity out and keep building assets. We have relationships with American Express. You can buy homes with them. Like when I say you are getting ready to elevate, because if you want to grow in anything, you have to study it, right? If I want to become a gardener, which I kind of do at some point, my grandmother used to have a garden, right? And it's just so cute to think about going out in the back and picking beets and onions and carrots and kale. But the reality is right now, that's not the season I'm in my life, right? Because right now I'm too busy empowering people. But when I get ready to do it, I got a girlfriend who owns a farm, and she'll have to come over and I have to learn. And she'll have to teach me. She'll have to teach me about the soil. She'll have to teach me about planting. She'll have to teach me about the dirt. She'll have to teach me about watering it. She'll have to teach me about pruning it. I can't just say, oh, I want a garden and not have any help. I'm going to need a little bit of a team to not just plant it, but to grow it. And that's what happens with finances. Most people do not grow their finances. They probably made within 5 to 10% the same amount of money within the last 5 years, unless they were willing to get mentored. L'Oreal, that's just the reality, right? So everybody just put in the chat right now, the community is everything. Community is everything. It really is. Like in real life, community is everything. Put that in the chat for me. All right. So who is Tava Verse for? This is really anybody that has a business or owns real estate or desires to own a business or desires to own real estate. We have people that are savvy investors, Vanessa. And then we have people who are beginner investors, Rodney. We have people at every single place, Stacey. Right? Every single point. The community is everything. And there are real teachers and there are fake teachers. Real teachers are people that are really living it. Fake teachers are people that want to live it. And I'm saying, just be honest with where you are. And it is really important who you get your financial advice from. Grace, you don't just listen to anybody, because jumping into real estate, there are no two deals that are the same. Right? There are no two cities that are the same. Everything is different. And you can be a bi-coastal financial, real estate investor, but you need mentorship, right, Sandra? It's important. Okay. All right. So now we've created this amazing platform. And so we're going to talk to you about that growth mindset, how to trust your financial instinct, how to build your belief that you can own 50 units, that you can own 100 doors, that you can have 50,000 coming in a month from real estate, that you can have $100,000 a month coming in from real estate. Because we already know all things are not created equal. I've talked to people who've had great real estate experiences and people that have not. What's the difference between the person that had a great one versus the person who didn't? Information, systems, property management, the list goes on, right? So you understanding and reshaping what you're believing, we're going to really work on that mindset, because we've heard it 1,000 times, but God knows it is true, which is why I work on my mind every day. Personal development every day is not an option for me. Okay. Global economics. We want to make sure that you understand the state of the economy. We're already in a recession. So I started to tell y'all, and I got off. 2007, 2008 was all about, the housing market, banks for giving loans they couldn't afford. So it collapsed. We saw it. Like I said, we had a property in a flying community that was renting 3 nights a week, and we would get $2,500 for 3 nights in a flying community. You fly your plane in. So it was high-end people, pilots, they flew in and they, landed the plane and go right into the house. John Travolta was our neighbor. And when the recession hit, no more rentals. I mean, it was like gridlock. Then we had a beautiful lake house in a gated community, could make good money on that in the weekend. That recession hit 07, nobody was renting it. But you know what people were still renting is they were renting low income housing. So we're going to give you the tea on all that, because there's short term, there's long term, there's rent to own, there's which I'm not really a fan of Airbnb because all the fees now. There's lower class investing, middle class investing, and high class, upper class investing. And I always tell investors, I love a mansion just like anybody else, right? But it's not necessarily, I don't think it's a good investment if you want to invest it. And if you want to live in it primarily, if you're ready for it, grab it. But to invest in $1 million house and say, oh, I can make $10,000 a week, but what if the recession happens? Recession's already here. So the difference is with this recession, you got gas, you got oil, you got water, you got the basics, non-disposable items that are being impacted from a price standpoint. Right now, the landlords all over this nation, there was an article on it, came out today. There are tons of information on it. People's rents are being raised $200 to $500 in 30-day notice. So what does that tell you? Now's the time to buy. Now is your time to be the landlord. So if you're renting, it is imperative that you get out of the position of renting. And if you own, it's imperative that you start buying, because there are going to be more renters in the next couple of years than I think any other time in the history of our world. If you ask people today, do they even desire to buy? A lot of them don't want to for various reasons. Millennials in particularly, I think they just don't want the responsibility, which is fine. But the point is they should be paying you, right? So even if you own your own home, you need to put yourself in a position, right, Crystal, to make sure that you are the landlord. So you're going to learn about all these things here in real estate. You're going to get the funding. This is a big deal because, y'all, this is where most people get shut out because they can't get a loan. That's the problem. They haven't been able to get a loan, right? And then we're going to show you how to use credit as an investor, not a consumer, because I'm not interested in you just having good credit just so that you can, buy Gucci or go get a new car or, or even a new house. You got to learn how to use credit to build assets. And that's what we're going to teach you. Systems. This part, super important, because one of the main things we got to do is make sure that your documentation is together, right? So many people can't buy because when they get ready to buy, the docs aren't in place. The LLC or the EIN, right? The bank statements, right? The history, your tax returns, like all these things are really, really important. Sometimes people just live, and they haven't stopped to file taxes, or they haven't stopped to make sure that their bank statements are in order. And that's okay, because we're going to help you with all those things. The documentation and the systems that you use before you buy the investment property and after you buy the investment property, knowing how much the investment property is coming, how much money is coming in, income, what the expenses are, what is your net, like all that stuff is super important. Okay. Marketing. This is important, how you market. You don't have to use Airbnb anymore. There are apps on here that we're going to turn you on to that'll do all your property management for you. We're going to show you how to market your brand. Some of you might own a restaurant. Some of you might own a lash bar. Some of you might own a nail bar, clothing store. I don't know what you own, but whatever you own, it needs to be marketed. You cannot scale if people don't know you exist. So when you think about companies like Slutty Vegan, there are tons of vegan restaurants out there. Why have you heard about Slutty Vegan? Because she marketed. So marketing whatever you do is important. If you do not market it, people don't know you exist. Your content may be amazing. Your products may be amazing. Your services may be amazing. But if they do not know you exist, then you don't exist to them. And that impacts your profitability. And for those of you who are like, I don't do social media, baby, you need to stop with that. Because TikTok is building multiple $1 million brands. Instagram building multiple $1 million brands. Our show's success, our TV show that my husband and I had with our family, a lot of that success came from Twitter. So if you do not engage in what is relevant for 2023, you will be stuck in 2013 and it will show in your bottom line. So marketing and understanding marketing for today, and I don't care how old you are, I don't care if you're 30, I don't care if you're 60, I don't care if you're 80, I don't care if you're 20, if you are breathing and you desire more, you better learn how to market according to 2023 so that you can stay ahead of trends and not behind them. You're going to have access to be able to get funding, the banks, the credit, that we have tax strategists, we have tax accountants, real estate, the bookkeeping, so you can keep good books, because remember, documentation is extremely important. You'll have access to 6 sessions per week, 6 sessions every single week. So every single night, actually one of our educators is on right now teaching on marketing. She is a beast, genius with that. So every single evening you'll have access to that, okay? And if you miss it, you can go back and watch the replay. We do what we call real estate field trips with investment opportunities. If you want to meet me in Detroit, June 9th and 10th, I will be in Detroit, June 9th and 10th. We are literally going to be taking people out. In Orlando, I'll be in Orlando, June 26th and 27th. Then I'm going to Milwaukee. Then I'm going to Atlanta. We're coming into cities and literally taking you into the neighborhoods. We work with the city officials. We know where the, where the gentrification is happening. We know where we can help you how to buy off-market properties that have not even hit the market yet, that you can buy. Some of them are already cash flowing. Some of them already have tenants. We Benicia will be there, who owns the bank. She'll be doing pre-approvals on the spot. When I say we are not playing with this, we are not playing. So if you've been looking for a community, you've been looking for support, you've been looking for somewhere to be able to get your questions answered, listen, Taviverse has your answer, okay? There are 4 different packages that you can get involved with right here. The first package, the best package, is $1,200. This is going to give you access to 24 different products. This is our top nutritional products. You only get these nutritional products in the very first package. You're not going to get them every month after this. This is just the very first time, unless you decide you want to stay on them. And I will tell you, our products are amazing. Okay, you'll get a detox tea. You'll get organic coffee with the CBD in it. You'll get the vitamin B, which is amazing for your energy. You'll get the detox tea. When I say these products will get you together with your energy and your cognitive function and your clarity and your memory, when I say they're amazing. Now, every month after that, if you say, I don't want any more products, you can just do financial education for $150 a month. But we want you to at least try it. So it'll come in that $1,200 package, and you'll have an opportunity to build a team with this. So for those of you who say, look, I've been looking for a solid opportunity, hard asset education, I cannot even think of another company right now that offers what we are offering. But for you to be able to build a portfolio on hard assets, that's strong. That's strong, because now you got an end goal. You see what I'm saying? It's not just another business, another product. Like you want to be able to say, when I get done with this, my portfolio is bringing me $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $500,000 a month, $1 million a month. Some people $1 million a day. Just depends on what you want. But this is what I'll tell you about increase. The more you get, Vanessa, the more you be like, oh, let me up my vision. Let me just up that vision a little bit. Okay. Or you can do the $500 plan and then say, okay, you know what? In the next 30 days, I'm going to pay the $700. Or you know what? I'm going to do the $300 plan. And in the next 30 days, I'm going to pay the $900, the difference. Okay. And then there's a $200 plan, right? So it's really up to you. So Brooke, Jordan, just get back with the person that invited you, honey. Tell them I'm ready to get started. Okay. So these are the 4 plans, $1,200. Or $500 within 30 days, you can pay the $700, or you could just stick with the $500, okay? $300 plan, or in the 30 days, you can pay $900 for the difference, or just do the $300 plan. And again, if you plan on telling other people about this, Taviverse pays an extremely lucrative compensation plan. I would definitely be striving for that $1,200 plan. Like, it's June 1st, it's time to go all in. You got 6 months to meet your goals, 6 months to supersede your goals. It is time to work smart and not hard. We have worked hard long enough, okay? And then every month after that, if you just want to stick with that financial education, okay, then you're looking at $150 a month. Guys, that is strong. $150 a month. So strong. That's it. Let me tell you something. There are mastermind groups to be a part of, just to have conversations. When we start talking about people that are high net worth individuals, or you paying thousands of dollars, thousands. As a matter of fact, the guy who teaches our real estate structuring field, $25,000 for 4 months if you were to just reach out to him personally. So when you start talking about putting yourself in a position This education is game changing. So opposed to sitting at home at night watching Netflix, talking about I'm chilling, you better start working on your empire. Because I'm telling you right now, it's a reason people are successful. They work for it. They did the personal development. They showed up. They got into the communities. They paid that money. And this $150 a month is little for what you will get. Okay, if you come over here and really, really do what you need to do. So listen, guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining. I'm not going to keep you any longer, but I want to let you know wealth transfer is happening now. This is the community. This is the time for you to say, you know what? Let me get my butt in here. Let me execute. Let me run this play. Okay. So listen, I'm excited again to have you on here. Get back with the person that invited you on here tonight, and we will get you the link to get you in right now. And no, I believe in you, and I cannot wait to help you build in hard asset. Thanks again for joining. God bless. Bye-bye.
Wow. Any thoughts? Any
She's
revelation? Yeah.
She's on fire.
Oh, she's amazing. Just
Yeah.
some tips.
Before you go, let me get from them any revelations that you got. Any you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying she's on fire. The way she presents it, it makes, I have a theme, my relationship with this, but she makes it seem top, she makes it real for me, if I could say that.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, layman's terms where, we can understand and see why the importance is, because one of the things that Haru has talked about is that when we had our civil rights movement, we talked about our rights, but there was no financial literacy or land grabbing. The land ownership was not a part of the dialogue, and he said those were the components that were missing from that period in our history. So, so thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
What I wanted to know is, do you have to get into the selling of the products, or because I'm just interested in defining my team.
Yeah, that's why she said they want you to experience it in your joining, but you don't have to. You can just, you can take use them for yourself or not. But what you would be joining is the financial literacy, and not only literacy, but we're talking about, actually going. When Danielle had invited me and I went, I didn't get there till the end, and they were packing up to go and look at houses, and one of the sisters bought the house and had it within 24 hours. She was approved and had the house and stuff. So yeah, so it, like she said, when she knew about all this stuff, and you'll hear her when she said it at another time, she was taking everybody. She's like, like, I'm Harriet Tubman. Everybody got to go. I'll shoot you if you don't buy that whole block. So to have someone who will, actually hit the ground with you is invaluable. And for me, and then Danielle, I'll let you explain more. For me, the program that I have shared with you all about the currency and such, I've been in that class for 7 years. And now that it is about to happen, one of the things that we're learning, and we didn't understand it fully in the beginning, but that we had to have a team. And in my vision for LEAP, there's a whole floor. I got 7 floors. Each one of them are just like we have 5 different shows, and each of everybody focuses on something different. In the building, the LEAP building, it has 6 7 floors, and I'm building a dome on top of it. Okay, so, but I didn't know how I was going to do that. And most of the floors I had somebody, but for the finances, I did not know who that was. I have people who have shared, I want to do finances and my friend and but a complete program like that has my heart. So I'm now able to say, here's my team once I understood what that team would consist of. And that and then they're going to walk me through, and it was Everett, they're going to help me to upscale. And all my businesses, I've got a team of people now that I can go to. So I want to share this with you all, and she has some, so we can understand the Bitcoins, we can understand all these things that we're scared of because we don't understand them. So now we have the education and the knowledge and the how to, and one of the sisters, she owns her own bank. So being able to
get funding
type of information, yeah. And then they have other banks that they are in partnership with that are there to help us. You cannot get wealthy without owning land. You can't do it by savings. It's not hooked up for us to do that. So we got to learn, and we get to learn through this particular program. You get to learn how to do it and call and share with others. It's not about, because like they said, you don't have to share with nobody, but you will, because just like we're sharing, we talk about Mama Evelyn's property and all that. And now you got a group of people who can help you to do that at only $150 a month, $149. So, whenever you want to find out more information about that. And I know that there's a presentation tomorrow night, and we will be learning more. You can go right online I know she's on Facebook and
Instagram.
to many of those things. So go ahead, Danielle.
Okay, so I've joined last month, and like I said, it's financial education and literacy. There are just so much more advantages to having. Let's put it like this. I think majority of us on here are renters, are renting, we're paying somebody else. There's something that they mentioned called house hacking. And a lot of the programs that are available for individuals buying houses are still available for your LLC. Because remember, your LLC is a legal entity. So right now, the Black-owned bank that's associated with Tava, we can get a house with a 580 credit score. That's unheard of with anybody else. You can get a duplex to buy multiple houses, buy a duplex with a 580 credit score and still qualify for like 25. I think Chase got like a $25,000 grant. There are grants, there's money getting out here for you to be a first-time home buyer. You can still qualify for that. Buy a duplex. The requirement is that you live in that property for a year. So you live in your duplex for a year and you have a tenant above you. Guess who's paying for your mortgage?
Right.
The tenant. And I'm like, that makes so much more sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. And I'm like, 580? Yes. I can do 580. My credit is, but we can get to 580 real quick and qualify and get something like, so being around, like Rev said, you're only as wealthy as your 5 closest friends. So being around these set of entrepreneurs, and they're all entrepreneurs, professionals in different fields, having the conversations, talking about, I'm hearing at the table the conversations of people buying property and upscaling, and just it's amazing the information that you get just by sitting at the table. The classes are available 24/7. You can go back all the way to March when they started. These are people who look like me, who are around my age. So I'm like 42. So these are people my age making the money. That's what I needed to see. Like, you're not 60, you're 40. and you got bank. Okay, I need to, and because they're moving fast. Like they move, our generation moves fast, way faster than anything else. So I'm hearing the information, I'm applying the information. You have a network. So there is a Telegram that has network, there's a Facebook group, and you see what people are posting all the time. Did you know that there are companies that are literally building housing for rent? There is a housing shortage right now of close to 400,000 units. So there are companies like Amazon building whole towns so they can just rent to their employees. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. Like they're not trying to make us have a good life. The middle class is shrinking. If you don't already know, if you haven't heard the news. So I'm like, in a second, it's going either you're gonna be rich or you're gonna be poor. So we have got to, not that we have to, but we should get this financial information so we can elevate and scale up. You know, I thought about it. Thought about how I can help a friend out. And I was like, oh, your house is distressed. Why don't you create an LLC? Why don't you sell your house to your LLC? Well, your LLC is able to get more money and funding for renovation and repo. Just take it out your name, because we are taught to have things in our name, but the rich don't have anything in their name. The rich, their house, their portfolio, everything is in their trust. They don't have a house in their name, because if anything, you get sued, you want to look cash poor on paper. But your business, your LLC, your holding company is everything that holds all your assets. So, you know, sometimes we're limited by the knowledge that we know. And the more information that I find out, I'm like, I'm so ready. I'm ready. It's doable. It's not scary. It's not overwhelming. And like they said, you have people that Jill said, you know, we'll hold your hand. If you need to help us to hold your hand, we'll hold your hand. What is it? To get you to where you get to where you need to be. So I'm loving the conversations. Lakeisha signed up Friday. Queen Aduni signed up yesterday. And it is a money opportunity. Like, you do not have to sell it. I don't sell it to nobody. I just share the opportunity. And there's a commission that comes. So that's another multiple stream of revenue. So it's just get 2 by 2. I just got binary qualified last night. Now I'm going to assist Queen Aduni getting binary qualified. However comes in up under you. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple streams. And I know that $1,200 package is like a $450 commission. So I'm like, who doesn't need extra money, and who doesn't want to get paid for just sharing? Just sharing. Just
okay,
that's
Lakeisha.
it.
Danielle, we have a question.
Yeah. Take yourself off mute, Lakeisha.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was you.
Yes, I got in. Jabril allowed me to chime in while I was in his car. Him not listen to his music.
Okay. Go ahead, honey.
Be glad when I get my car out the shop. You know, it's bigger than what we can really imagine, because we all need to be working on our personal development. Mm-hmm. We always need to be growing, especially in the financial industry area. We always saying that, you know, we want to be wealthy, but we don't want to do the things that is necessary to become wealthy, and that is to educate ourselves. Mm-hmm. Take it, you know, look at it like the money that I spend a month for this program, you know, and maybe have a day, a week or something, or once a week or once a month, where you bring your family in and help educate the whole family, so that you all can grow together. Because one thing you don't want is the situation that my brother was in when his father left him. I think it was over, my mother says over 800,000, but I think at least over 600,000. And he was young. He didn't know what to do with that kind of money. I saw people take advantage of him. I saw, as soon as people knew that he had that money, even people from the banks, you know, if you're not educated, they definitely would take advantage of you. Now, over the weekend, I mentored 2 young girls so they can help me with the pop-up over the weekend, because I was by myself. And it just hurt me. I could not believe the 2 young ladies was 12 years old and didn't know how to count money. She couldn't even put a quarter to another quarter, know that was 50 cents. So it really has really woke me up to know what my mission is, because I always wanted to, I do mentor young girls, but I need to really, we got to help our own people, because she shouldn't be 12 years old and don't know how to count money. So we have to educate our children, our grandchildren. You cannot rely on the school system to do that for you. You can't trust somebody, your child's future and education in somebody else's hand. And that's what we tend to do. So I just wanted to say, take that money that you spend a month, and include the other family. Like, if you're going to spend it, maximize it. Include your whole family, or whoever you know that's serious within your family, so y'all can grow together, so we can all grow together. This is a support system right here.
Right. And just like Rev says that, we all going. We all gonna go. We got to lock in arms and move together and strategize. That was what attracted me, was that I can sit down with somebody who knows what they're doing and strategize. My vision is super large, and it's two that I'm responsible for while I'm here on earth. And now I just feel so empowered. And I haven't sat down and talked to the leaders and stuff, but I know what I'm bringing to the table. And I know that well, besides that I need the team, I need the right team with the right purpose and agenda to help our people, help the community. And it can be done simply. It does not have to be deep and overwhelming. It can be done simply. So there are 7 after 10. I want to just bring us to that we'll put information. She is doing a presentation tomorrow at 3.
And I will talk to her. I will keep it in my mind to talk to her to see if we can do, because I know there's several events going on. Ebony has her event this Saturday. Juanita has her this Saturday. A lot of the vendors. So I'm gonna let her know, because she always said, like, if you got some people, we can do a private Zoom meeting. I'm gonna see if I can talk to her to be on our show. First of all, our show Monday, number 1. Number 2, because that is a Zoom meeting, technically, theoretically, and see if I can get her on. And if another time, see if we can do like a lunch and learn or something like that for the Elizabeths. So you can, see her live and talk to her and ask your questions and different things of that nature. So I'm talking it out now. I'm going to write it out. I'm going to put a text note in there, because I didn't think to ask her the last time I was talking to her. I was like, I just didn't think. So now it's on my mind when I see her tomorrow. Hey, can we pull this together? And then it will definitely be something that you can invite your friends, your partner. And I have several people that partnered, Lakeisha and her son partnered together, sharing a subscription. Queen Aduni and her husband, think about it for your family. So, you got cousins, you got friends, you got daughters or whatever, you can split this, and it's education. You can get 24 hours, whenever you want to feel like you want to study or do something, you have access to it 24/7.
Yeah, and there's absolutely, I mean, my grandson is he's a leader. Why go? I mean, he could learn this now. And I've met young people that are 18, 19, 20, in their 20s that have land. They own property. And so if I'm going to do anything, I want them to be in the position to actually own land instead of sending him to some company, which is fine for the experience. But what do you do with that finances, and that they need to learn all of that. So I want to leave with that. Danielle will put it post tomorrow's thing for those who want to attend that. Post it in the WhatsApp.
I think I did it already.
Okay,
I think I'm proactive.
good.
My phone was dying, so I was like, I got to be proactive. So the information's in there, but like I said, I'm gonna talk to Jewel and see if I can get her on. No, she will be on the show. I'll proclaim it Monday. She will be on the show, but set that up with her schedule.
Yeah, because she ain't doing nothing at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ashley, no, she is up. She's up because she has a millionaire body challenge that I'm a part of right now. Running 1 mile a day, eating healthy, drinking, being healthy and everything. So she's up doing her run. Gotta be like maybe 6, 7 o'clock in the morning because she's posting in that group. So she up. So I'm gonna ask her, can you come on at 1 o'clock with your CBD coffee and let's talk about finance and everything like that. So I'm committing to talking to her Saturday morning. I'm putting that in my brain.
Yeah, so let me say this, that in our class last week with Rev, the Thursday evening, my revelation was in our talk, I said, so you want us to play full out. So I'm asking you all, play full out. Play full out spiritually when we're going through our transformations and all that stuff, because you can be spiritual as all get up and broke as a dog.
I have plenty of people like that.
We want to have all of the goodness so that we can help others and be a wonderful contribution to our people. That's why I said I'm calling it Take Back Our Land. That's what it is and such.
I'm calling it, I don't know. I feel so, having this knowledge, I feel so much better about buying a piece of property. Because beforehand, when I heard, my ex worked in the mortgage industry briefly, and you hear stuff and, can you borrow the money? Can you get the down payment? Can you do this? Can you do that? There are down payment assistant grants out here that we can still get to get the land. And we just got to, anytime I got to get my credit score to 580. Okay, let me work my magic and get my 580 at least to qualify to get a duplex. I'm doing the house hacking. I'm going after a duplex or a fourplex. So I can live in there for a year and have the rest of my tenants pay for my mortgage, pay for the mortgage, pay for the car note, and pay for everything else. It's time to just level everything up. I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for it. And after driving with Mama Het on the boulevard when we was coming out from her class to go to trap yoga a few weeks, there is so much prime property still here in Detroit. It is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. We got so much. Our houses are some of the best houses and affordable houses in the country. We have some of the best prices, period. So there's no reason why we shouldn't go out here and get this. So I'm excited. I'm fired up.
Yeah, good. And so just wanted to share this information. And
if you have any questions, you guys can text me. Text me, call me. And like I said, I'm gonna get that session for us. I'm committed to getting that together come Monday.
Okay. So let's give ourselves a big hug. Today, I think we said what the events or stuff are going to be. Lolly, you're coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you performing anywhere?
Not performing. I may help out with, ironically, I was supposed to perform at something and I canceled because I thought I wasn't going to be there. But I might just help them out. I'm not performing.
Gotcha.
But October 7th, we got some time. I can't really speak on what it is because they told me I'm not allowed to. But Saturday, October 7th, at 1 p.m. Just keep that in mind. It'll be a free event that's happening, and I'll have an hour-long set. So I'll when I can tell you what it is, I'll tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The 7th. Okay. Oh man, that's the Ohio. I'll be in Ohio.
Is that the drum the drumming.
Or the gourd.
Oh yeah.
Mama Head.
I have a free event that Imani invited me to. It is happening today and tomorrow at 7:30. It's called Gomela, a movement of our mother tongue, September 15th and 16th. Ford Theater at the Detroit School of Arts. I posted the information and the webpage on how to get the tickets to schedule to come. It's a beautiful spiritual play. I'm going, so.
Oh, okay. It's a play.
We have a free link. It's a link. There's gonna be movement and dialogue. So they have a video on the website to show you what it is. You go to the right.org for the webpage. You can watch the video, and then there you can get your tickets. So I put the link for the page and the flyer there. WhatsApp. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. Lakeisha, are you at the Fisher? Are you there right now?
She's right there. You can tell. She moving around.
I came looking for her a few days ago, so I just want to make sure she's there. That's all.
Okay, y'all, let's go. All right. Really hug the world. And there's some hugs for Atlanta. She's just yawning.
Here and there and everywhere.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.
Talk to you guys later.